Okay, you see here, he's handcuffed. He's not resisting at this point. He's lying on the hood of her car. Right here, there's no need or reason to tase him. Hello, my friends. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of Attorney Session Reacts. I'm your host, Attorney Marcus Session. Today, I wanted to go over a rather troubling story, troubling video, and I know I'm a little late to the party, so don't crucify me, guys. But this story is out of Alabama. It's about an Alabama man who was tased by an officer while he was handcuffed. First, I want to say that viewer discretion advised. The video I'm going to show here momentarily is going to be rather graphic, rather tough to kind of view and deal with, of a man getting tased while he's handcuffed. So just be mindful of that as we're going through the video. So here's the story as the record shows in the video recorded by Washington's brother. That's the gentleman who was tased, which begins after he is on the ground. The officer tells him to stand up. She walks him over and leans him over the hood of the patrol car. "Stay still," she can be heard telling Washington as she begins to search him. "I ain't doing shit," Washington says as she searches his pockets. "I got a gun right there," he adds. "Oh yeah?" the officer says, placing the gun on the hood of the car. So let's walk through this. Doing some background research, he is a felon. It is illegal for him to possess a firearm as a felon. So let's kind of walk through how we got to her searching him and throwing him on the car. As the story goes, it wasn't even a routine traffic stop. Mr. Washington and his girlfriend and I guess his brother had a flat tire. They were near his relative's house, and he pulled the car over into a safe area from what we were told. And I'm going to play pieces of his interview as well. And they went to get some tools from, I guess, his aunt's house and then came back. They started changing the tire on the car. Well, the cop shows up, does a wellness check, which cops will often do if your car is stranded on a busy road or highway and you may be in a dangerous position and you're changing the tire. They may show up just to provide some help to keep traffic out of your way, things like that. In the interview, he says that while the cop was there, I guess, performing a wellness check on them as they were changing the tire, that she began to ask for his ID, and he didn't feel he should have to give her the ID, but he complied just because. I think that's where he made a mistake. So generally, if you're not being investigated for a crime, or if you're not under suspicion of committing a crime, then you do not have to show your identification to a police officer. From that point, if she would have arrested him for not showing the ID and then searched his vehicle, because if you've been driving and the cops arrest you and they can search your vehicle, it's called a search incident to a lawful arrest. Even though that arrest may have been unlawful, still the cop could search the immediate wingspan of where you're sitting in the car and probably would have found the marijuana that they found. And I think they found the weapon on him. So even to perform that search on him while he was under arrest, of course, when your cop arrests you, of course, they can pat you down. They can search you for weapons and contraband. And so that search would have been illegal. And also the search of the vehicle would have been illegal as well, because he wasn't under suspicion of committing a crime. And that's why I always say never, never, never resist arrest. Just go. But still, to have a man in handcuffs and to have somebody tase him like she tased him is still unwarranted. It is excessive force and an abuse of power. She had power in that situation, and she should have exercised better restraint. So we're going to go ahead and cut over to the video right now. And again, it's graphic, so please be aware of that.
They held a protest Monday night in response to the viral video showing a police officer using a stun gun on a handcuffed man. We want to warn you, you might find this video disturbing. After an exchange of words, the police officer pulls the trigger on the stun gun and then asked, "You want it again? Shut the f*** up, you was big and bad." She could then be heard calling him an explicit name.
She tased him in the back, and she was holding it. She was just holding it there.
See, and here's the deal. Cops, I respect police officers. I respect the job that a police officer has to do. But cops like this will always give good police officers a bad name and a bad reputation. She probably should have waited until she had some backup to perform whatever search and take him into custody.
Until he started crying.
Jalexis Rice, girlfriend of Micaiah Washington, says this all started when her boyfriend and two others were changing a tire of the car they were driving. She says that's when the officer in the video pulled up, eventually putting her boyfriend in handcuffs and tasing him.
When I seen I could.
Okay, you see here, he's handcuffed. He's not resisting at this point. He's lying on the hood of her car. Right here, there's no need or reason to tase him. That's a blatant use of excessive force. And I can tell you right now, that's going to be a lawsuit under U.S. Code 1983, which provides an individual the right to sue a state government employee or others acting under the color of state law for civil rights violations. So I was reading that he does have an attorney and they will be suing the police department.
Do number cry. I couldn't do number cry.
Following his arrest, Washington was booked into the Pickens County Jail on several charges. He has a bond of $500,000.
Whoa, bond of $500,000. That's a lot of money. God. Let's look at some of these charges. Okay, obstructing governmental operations, I guess because he didn't want to give his ID, but I saw in the interview that I'm going to show you later that he did offer to give her the ID. So how was he obstructing? I don't know. Maybe he tried to conceal or grab some, marijuana and throw it. I don't know how she came up with that. Resisting arrest, maybe after the obstruction, he resisted her arrest, but we only saw the tail end of that interaction when they were on the ground and she was placing him in handcuffs and getting him up to put him on the car. And then the marijuana possession, ex-felon in possession of a firearm, drug trafficking. These are pretty serious charges for him with the ex-felon in possession of a firearm. That would probably carry the most weight in prison time for this man. So, let's keep looking.
In a statement, Reform's police chief and mayor said they're aware of the video and the police officer has been placed on administrative leave.
You're a police. You get to protect and serve us. How do we supposed to trust you if this how you treat us?
It hurt my feelings for real.
In the statement from the mayor and police chief, they said in part,
and then here's the deal, to know you're being recorded and to still not care. Thank God for our First Amendment right to be able to record police interactions. And that was the main reason why those appellate courts that heard these types of cases decided that it's a First Amendment right for citizens to be able to film police interactions. It's a system of checks and balances for the public to be able to see what the cops are doing and keep them honest, essentially. Okay, I'm going to play a little bit of the interview with Mr. Michael Washington just to get his perspective inside of the story and the events that happened.
What are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. I'm just, trying to process everything. I'm doing fine at the most.
And so are you aware that this has gone national, this video?
Yes, ma'am. I've been trying to actually just stay out social media because, I don't like seeing the video. It just do something to me. I just can't watch it. Me personally. I can watch it, but with the sound on, no, I can't do it.
So take me back through what you remember. From what your attorney said, you were just simply out changing a tire near your home?
Yes, man. I was on near my aunt's. I was going to pick up my little brother because I always go get him every other weekend or whatever. So, but I had a baby shower the next day, so I told him I was going to come and get him. So when I finally made it down there, Gordo area coming into a reform, my tire had a real bad blowout. So I was trying to call my aunt, but I couldn't get in touch with her, so I tried to get the car closest I could to her. So once I got there, I parked and I walked to her house or whatever. I left the car, went and got some tools, told her that I needed a ride to go get a tire or whatever. So and then me, my brother, and my co-defendant walked back to the car. So once we got back to the car, I was on the ground changing the tire when the police officer pulled up. So when she pulled up, she was basically what you guys doing? We told her we're changing the tire. She get out, she check out the tire or whatever. Then she found, she asked for IDs. So me personally, I was if this Like, this not a traffic stop, so why you need an ID?
So he was very aware of his rights, that it wasn't a traffic stop. They weren't suspected of committing any crime, so she did not have the right to ask for their identification.
So, but I still gave it to her trying to be in compliance. So I gave her my ID, and I'm still asking the same question, like, what's the purpose of you needing the IDs? So that's when she finally feels some type of way or whatever. So she told me to go stand on the back of the car, and I was like, I'm not being detained, so I don't have to do anything. So
here's the problem, right, with that. She gave him a lawful order, and I say it all the time. Cop give you a lawful order, you have to obey that order. Now, she's in the wrong at the beginning, right? She had no reason to detain him. So everything else from that point, she had no reason to suspect him of committing a crime. So everything else from that point would have been unjustified. And later on, just fight it in court.
So basically it's like so once I told her that or whatever, she said, well, now you are. She grabbed me. Like, I put my hands up or whatever. So I was standing like between the back door and the driver door, and I was trying to grab my phone so I could turn my camera on and record her. So like once I finally got my camera on, then she tased me the first time, and she put her foot in my back on the ground.
So you fell down after being tased?
Yes, ma'am. I dropped my phone and stuff. Yes, ma'am. So she had me face down in the road first, like, so I put my hand behind my back so she could start tasing me or whatever. So once she finally gave me the handcuffs, she get me up off the ground. Well, before that, that's when I told my friend, like, go get my gun. So he took off running, like, when she first started tasing me, and my brother still was standing there. So my brother video started, like, once she got me off the ground into the handcuffs. So when she get me onto the car or whatever, I let her know, like, I got a gun on me. Like, so it won't go any farther than it did. So
okay, so let's stop there. You had a legally carried gun.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not saying he's an angel. He shouldn't have been carrying a gun. He shouldn't have been carrying a weapon. He's an ex-felon, right? So, but he notified her that he had a gun on him. So the gun wasn't an issue in terms of the cop's safety, per se. The cop did not suspect him of committing a crime in the beginning, and that's where it all starts.
Once she found the gun, so she made a comment, oh yeah. I was like, what's the problem? Like, basically, I asked her, why you saying that? She, like she didn't want me to talk at all, basically. So when I asked her that, that's when she tased me again. So now I'm like, I don't know what's gonna go on, like, like that. But like,
Were you pretty nervous at that point?
Yeah, I was nervous. Like, I was really like, not really just nervous for myself, but like, I was scared for the people that I was with. Like, I don't really be thinking about myself. Like, I be worried about the people that I be around. And that's my little brother. Like, he gotta watch this.
Not a good situation altogether. I don't know how her behavior affects his criminal case, but I guess we'll see. She's been placed on administrative leave, I think with pay, but I think the situation warrants greater action from the police department. I will keep you updated on this story and more things to come. And thank you guys for always tuning in. Please like and subscribe to the page, to the video. Please reach out to me on social media for daily content on Instagram and on X, I guess that's Twitter, at Attorney Session or at Marcus Session. But until next time, take it easy, my friends.
Let's go.